If there was ever any day of the week to feel indifferent, it's probably going to be one of these 3 days. Tuesday, Thursday, and Monday. Yeah, Monday holds the record for the most suicides, okay? The most job retirements or quitting. All of that happens on Mondays. You finna walk off of a job if they finna rub you the wrong way on a Monday. And it's for good reason. Yeah, Thursday is also another day. Okay? Because it's something that is happening inside of us. Okay? The day you should always avoid arguments and fighting. Okay? You more prone to road rage. Okay? Engaging with friction, debating, arguing is always going to be a Tuesday. For sure. I'm positive of it. Of 1,000 years from now and 1,000 years ago. That positive. Okay? So, it's a reason all of this is happening. Okay? So, I'm going to go into a nice little layout of why the days of the week or the strong, however you use your words, okay, correspond with the planets and what they mean. Okay? Nevertheless, until we get started, you make sure you turn me up wherever you at. Turn me up. Cut your post notifications on. Yeah, make sure you done hit subscribe. And make sure you ready to receive. Notebooks out. Nevertheless, Sunday is the first day of the week for a reason. Okay? Sundays is there to represent the sun. Sundays is ruled by the sun. Okay? The sun is a planet. Okay? The sun is a planet. It's not just some big ball of gas. The sun is a planet. And the sun represents restoration. It represents life. It represents growth. Okay? So, this is why on Sundays people relax, because we're going to restore ourselves and we're going to give growth. We're going to re-gift ourselves with life as we begin, okay, the next cycle. The sun is also divine masculine energy. And for this reason, men are also called sons. Okay? But I want us to understand that its counterpart, the divine feminine, okay, has also a planet that is most representative of that energy, and that's the moon. Okay? When we look at their placement in the cycle, the sun is first, the moon is next. The moon is in front of the sun for good reason. Okay? The moon isn't beside the sun. The moon is in front of the sun as we look at the cycles. This is how we understand women supposed to lead from the front. Men lead from the back. We both lead each other. Never be convinced that only one of us is the leader. Matter of fact, whenever one of us is the leader, that means the other person is the liability. We both have to be leaders. Nevertheless, the moon is an emotional planet. Why? Because the moon is magnetic. The moon is magnetic. Women are also magnetic. The divine feminine energy is magnetic. She attracts energy towards herself. Okay? As does the moon pulls and attracts. Okay? It pulls on your body. It pulls on your emotions. So, Monday is a rather emotional day. Monday is synonymous with Moon Day. Okay? So, from the moon, remember, you know how they say Eve came from the rib of Adam, the woman came from man, and you come from the loins of man, from the scrotum of man. But I want us to understand the story that's being told. Okay? Because the sun birthed the moon. Monday, okay, is the offspring of Sunday. Tuesday is the offspring of Monday. Tuesday is a warring energy. a warring energy. Why? Because Tuesday is ruled by Mars. Mars is a warring planet. For that matter, every election will always be on a Tuesday. Okay? They sought to transmute your energy so you are warring for political gains and political matters. Okay? But look how close the divine feminine energy is to the warring energy. She's very close. Okay? Matter of fact, if Sunday birthed Monday, then that means Monday birthed Tuesday. Okay? And then that means also Tuesday birthed Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday is synonymous with Woden's Day. Okay? But also Wednesday is also synonymous with the planet Mercury. Mercury is the house of communications. That's why that's the best day to have the conversations that you need to have on the inside and the outside. Sometimes you may need to go into deep meditations, okay? Deep contemplations before you get to revisit the conversations on the outside with people. You know how sometimes a little bit of thought before you speak could go a long way. Wednesday finna teach you that, okay? Nevertheless, Wednesday gave birth to Thursday, okay? Woden is Thor's father. Okay? So I want you to understand that is Nordic astrology and folklore. They all tie into the same stories within the cosmos. Just different people tried to tell the same story through their own understanding. Okay? No matter if it's the Greeks, the Nordics, okay? The Egyptians, okay? No matter who they are. So, Thursday, the reason why people also be disgruntled on Thursdays is because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a family-oriented planet. You finna think about family. You finna think about investing. You finna think about what is best for your offspring, what is best for your future generations, what is best for your family as a whole, and sometimes what is best for your nation, what is best for your countrymen. Okay? This is why sometimes there's some conflict on Thursdays, because in the back of your mind, you missing family, you thinking about family because of Jupiter. Friday, okay, we thinking about vitalization. We thinking about a celebratorial energy. Why? Because we done got through this whole cycle. So we finna celebrate. This is a Venus energy. We finna celebrate, and we done been through a lot. Remember, the sun done birthed the moon done birthed the warring energy of Tuesday done birthed communication. Wars lead to communication, okay? This communication was always an investment to family. Wednesday birthed Thursday, okay? And then Thursday birthed Friday. After all of that, we finna celebrate. And then after doing all that toiling for everyone else, we have Saturday. Saturday is the most selfish day there is. Okay? Why? Because you're supposed to focus on self. Ruled by Saturn. Okay? Look at Saturn. Saturn has a halo around the entire planet. Forces you to think of your own majesty. Forces you to think of your own needs. The things that is right for you. To nestle in your own goodness is what I like to call it. Okay? This is why it's Self-Care Saturday, not only across the country that I'm in, but across the world. Okay? Nevertheless, then we lead us right into Sunday again. Okay? Sunday again. And on Sundays, as mentioned, we finna restore ourselves. Look at all of what we done been through. When you think of the planets, I want you to think of the planets representing a part of you. The planets represent a part of you. Sometimes it's a part of you that goes unattended. But you must understand, no matter if you like it or not, this isn't spiritualism. Okay? This is the holistic and cosmic view of the human experience. This is holistic. Holistic meaning I'm not leaving the planets out of my experience. Holistic meaning I'm not leaving the elements out of my experience. There are different elements alongside the planets. Okay? that also help give rise to different thoughts, different emotions, different feelings, different passions, different imaginations and mentations. Okay? Why? Because the planets represents your external bodies. Okay? And they also mirror your internal bodies. Okay? So let's reiterate. The moon on Monday, okay, represents emotions, represents that magnetic energy, divine feminine energy, okay, gave birth to the warring planet of Tuesday, also called Martes, okay, in Spanish, Mars, okay, gave birth to Mars, okay, and this warring planet, this war led to conversation. Okay? Listen, we can't talk until there's friction. Until there's friction, there was no need to talk. One of you was allowing something to happen. Wednesday is the conversation, the house of communication. Okay? That also gave birth to the reason we even was doing all this. Okay? Because of Jupiter. Okay? Because of Thor's day. Because of Thursday. Okay? Which represents family. Which represents our prosperity, okay? Which represents our future generations, our offspring, okay? That leads us into the celebratorial day and the celebratorial planet, which is Venus. Venus gonna represent the fertility. Venus gonna represent beauty. Venus is gonna represent, okay, the festivities, okay, and the feast. We finna feast on Fridays. That's why we go out. That's why we celebrate. Even if you didn't have a job, you celebrating on Fridays. This is the energy of the planet. Okay? And then it leads us to being healthy, a healthy, good portion of selfish. Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. We call it Self-Care Saturday for a reason. We just done all this toiling to make sure everyone else was okay. We done went to war. We done had conversations. We made sure the family was okay. Yeah, so we finna tend to ourselves on Saturday. And on Sundays, we finna restore everything. Okay? We finna restore ourselves mentally, spiritually, physically. Okay? And also restore our households. Also restore our neighborhoods. Also restore everything that's around us. And give life again. Okay? By being vessels for that light. Okay? By being offsprings of the sun. Okay? That's Planetary Wisdom 101. You done heard that from an ancient. You done heard that from an elder. Okay? I'm just a vessel reiterating wisdom that's been here for thousands, if not eons already. Okay? This belongs to you. You remember this in case you having a bad day. You remember this. Okay, in case you're wondering why certain things are going a certain way. And you also do your own research the correct way. Okay, look up the days that elections are on. You'll see they on Tuesdays. Okay, look at the days that most family-oriented holidays are on. You'll see that they are on Thursdays, like your Christmases, like your Thanksgivings. Okay, oftentimes even your New Year's. Okay, I want you to understand none of this is by coincidence. None of this is by accident. This is by design. Because your governing parties understand planetary wisdom. Your governing parties understand how to transmute this energy. In fact, they've been using the planets against you. Your job is to assume this wisdom because we in an age of information and it's a spiritual revolution going on. Your job, okay, is to take the wisdom back and use it to your advantage. Use it unto the benefit of all sentient beings. We deserve this. Okay? We deserve this. It's no other reason. Okay? Nevertheless, shall you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the planets, how they affect your mindset and the mind state? Okay? How we can practice more planetary mindfulness? And make sure you comment below. Make sure you subscribe. Okay? Make sure you keep your frequency tuned to abundance. Yeah. Attuned to giving you the things that you need to not only satiate your spirit, but leads you to enlightenment. That's what subscribing do. That's what sharing do. That's what commenting do. That's what time stamping do. Letting the frequency know what I want to receive. Okay, and also letting the universe know that I appreciate what I've been given. Nevertheless, let's enrich ourselves mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and in every way, shape, or form. Okay, nevertheless, let's get rich.